for a man to be Hank Williams. It was fun for a little boy, but it was hell for a man.
That's not good.
Do you want to drink? Do you want to party?
To say the least, Hank Williams Jr. has a style all his own, and that's precisely the reason he's one of the biggest country rock acts in the business. With 13 gold albums and 3 platinum, he can sell out coliseums that seat 15,000 of his frenzied fans.
Every day, everywhere, I want to say I like girls. They really need their indiscreet in their bikinis on the beach. I like girls.
But the fact that this 37-year-old musical powerhouse is even on stage at all is somewhat of a miracle. Pictures reveal that Bocephus, as his daddy nicknamed him, was destined to be in the music business. When Hank Sr. died at age 29, 3-year-old Hank Jr. was already being groomed to carry on the family tradition.
Goodbye, Joe. We gotta go to me, oh my. We gotta go pull that hero down the bayou.
Hank performed his first concert at age 8, and throughout his teenage years, he traveled the country with his father's band, singing his father's music and even dressing just like his famous dad. Hank's impersonation of his father was hugely successful, but the illusion ended when Hank decided to sing his own style of music. Hank talked about the joy and pain of those early years at his home in Paris, Tennessee.
You were raised to be sort of a reincarnation of your father, and you were put on the stage to sing his songs.
Sure. Yeah.
What did that do to you mentally?
I've got some pictures I was just looking at a while ago. And, of course, I was a little boy, 8, 10, 12, 14, 15, 16, and that's all I wanted to do. You know, I wanted to put on those boots, and I wanted a hat, and I wanted everything just like him, see. But in the late teens and early 20s, I didn't want to do that because I wasn't a little boy anymore. And if I did something different, boy, that was bad, you know, when I started doing things that I wanted to do. And that's when it got kind of rough because I might play for 500 and 300 would leave. You know, they just walk out. That was it. So I just decided that's the way it's going to be. I said, I'm going to stay home, and I'm going to open the mailbox, and I'm going to pull Daddy's checks out and cash them and hunt and fish. Or I'm going to go out and I'm going to do my thing and make kind of my music, because I'm not going to run around out here and bust my butt to be cussed and, you know, treated bad and all that. I said, no, I'm not going to do that. It was fun for a little boy, but it was hell for a man to be Hank Williams. It was fun for a little boy, but it was hell for a man.
Lord, I guess I went and broke their family tradition.
Hank made a lot of enemies when he abandoned his father's music for his own. He thought about giving up the business, but finally moved to Alabama and found acceptance in the southern rock scene. But his personal life was a different story. Hank was heavily into drugs, alcohol, and nonstop partying. 2 marriages ended in divorce, and one lonely night, with a bottle of pills in hand, Hank decided that life wasn't worth living.
Is it really true that you tried to commit suicide?
Oh, yeah. Oh, I had a bottle look like a mayonnaise jar. Yeah. Mm-hmm. That's silly, isn't it? Daryl McCall told me something that I'll never forget. He said, you know, I was having a divorce. He said, I think I know exactly what you should do. He said, you should kill yourself. That's what you should do, and then that'll really fix her. And then she'll be out spending all that money, and she'll probably think about you every day and say, oh, that poor Hank, while she's out having a ball. He said, that's what you ought to do. Of course, he was, you know, kidding me, but yeah, I got down and did that. And that was in a cabin in Alabama. And I just said, well, you know, I got down in the bottom, and that's when me and this doctor got together right after that. Mm-hmm. He said, you've been taught to look like, act like, sing like, be like your daddy from the word go. You've been taught all of that. And he said, and that's what's going to happen. You will be exactly like him, except you'll be dead maybe at 26 or 7 instead of 29. He said, won't that be nice? You'll have him beat.
So the music wasn't working, the marriage wasn't
working? Oh, nothing. No, you know, my mother, my wife, my manager, everybody was he's nuts, you know. And because he's not going to be his daddy, he's nuts, you know.
What, do you think you really wanted to die then?
Well, I did it. You know, if you can get yourself down pretty low, and you think back of how silly you must have looked when you were, I do. I think how stupid I must have looked when I was doing those things.
My poor heart is beating slow. I swear I've never seen so much trouble in my life.
Not long after his suicide attempt, Hank nearly lost his life again accidentally. In 1975, on a mountain climbing expedition in Montana, Hank lost his footing and plummeted 500 feet. The damage to his face and skull was so severe that doctors predicted he would die. Rebuilding his life and career was the biggest challenge he had ever faced.
I was wondering what the accident up on Ajax Mountain had to do with a lot of what you are now.
Of course, that was a big change because I never thought I'd see again or live, number one, when I was still out of it. Then I didn't know if I'd see again, or if I could talk and, you know, all these operations and stuff. If I could walk out on a stage or look at a girl or an audience or anything anymore. And it makes you appreciate life, and it makes a lot of the trivial things go way down the list, you know.
Did you make any kind of deals with God when you were laying on that mountain?
Yeah, I said, I don't want to die. Lord, I can't see much. I can't feel much. I don't think I can hardly talk at all. The roof of my mouth, and most of my teeth is not there. And I told you many times I never wanted to sing again, and I think we've got a square deal.
I think the mixed up Hank probably died on that mountain.
Mm-hmm.
And the person that got off of the mountain was pretty clear-headed after that, don't you?
It tends to do that. There's a joke about that, you know. The greatest, one of the most sobering things in the world is death. That will sober you up so quick.
This is true.
Yeah, this is true. The Grim Reaper will get your attention.
Country folks can survive.
Hank purposely built this cabin out in the middle of nowhere. It's one of the few places he doesn't have to worry about being recognized. He enjoys making stew from his catch of the day.
Moose stew, that's what it is.
And spending several weeks a year just living the quiet life.
I'm either strong as heck or these are real light.
Surprisingly, his living room window faces the mountain he nearly died on. But nevertheless, these mountains have a calming effect on Hank. They're one of the stabilizing factors in an otherwise hectic life.
Country boy can survive.
Me and Kenny Rogers was talking about it at the awards. It's just kind of a clean out.
Another getaway is the 700-acre stretch of prime hunting and fishing land he owns here in Paris, Tennessee. Hank brings a lot of his famous friends out here to fish and swap stories. He says it's a rare chance for them to be just regular guys. And just like in Montana, the scenery here inspires Hank. He's written a lot of hit songs sitting by this pond.
Watch the deer go by, coons, snapping turtles, wild turkeys, and then go to the store and get an idea like all my rowdy friends are coming over tonight, which was written right over here.
You're kidding.
Most all of them, written right on these little roads around here.
When you just get away from everything, it clears your mind.
Oh, gosh, yeah.
Things start popping into it.
I'm a fun. A bunch of drunks crawling over the gate. Yeah, I'm not Mr. Nice Guy.
Well, you've been known to participate in a few wild escapades yourself.
I've thought about that a lot. I went through that junk, you know. Man, you go through all these crazy drummers and piano players and, you know, and you'd say, hey, well, so-and-so broke the windows out of the bus. Oh, really? And he's, you know, thrown the television out of the room. Oh, yeah, well, he can work for somebody else then, because this group ain't doing that. Them days are gone. do the impressing in billboard and on stage, and not this, let's break all the TV sets or stuff. Of course, Johnny Cash started that all anyway, so we can blame it all on him.
Actually, Hank and Johnny Cash have been best friends for years, and Cash showed up for the grand opening of the Hank Williams Jr. Family Tradition Museum in Nashville. On display is everything from the car that Hank Sr. died in to part of Hank Jr.'s vast gun collection. After a tour, you realize there's more to Hank Williams Jr. than his famous image.
How did you get the image of being such a hellraiser and such a wild man? You were at one time,
I enjoyed it. Oh, yeah, I enjoyed myself. I enjoyed my life. You know, I had some extravagant parties and things in the early 70s. And,
but do you know what changed you from the drugs and the liquor to the hunting?
You got to have a hobby. You got to. Because it's going to get you one way or the other. If your hobby is drugs, you're going to die. But this hobby of night after night, continuous party, club, let's go here, let's go there, you got to have a hobby.
But you know, you're blowing your image, because a lot of the fans who sit out there and watch you that are screaming for Hank,
yeah,
they like to think that you do a lot of drugs, that you go to these wild parties, you have women everywhere.
Yeah.
That's part of the appeal.
Mm-hmm. I don't hunt and fish every single day now. You know, I can tell you that. But, you know, you just gotta, you gotta have a happy balance there. You know, a happy medium.
I cannot imagine being you and looking back over everything that has happened to you in your life. Aren't you totally amazed at what you've accomplished?
I'm amazed at getting through all the junk, yeah. I'm amazed about that.
I imagine the best thing is knowing that you weren't crazy back then.
That's a good feeling, yeah. I think that's a good way to look at it. I wasn't crazy after all. But nearly. Nearly.
We'd like to say a special thank you to Hank Williams Jr., Gary Chapman, Amy Grant, and the Judds for allowing us a closer look into their lives. Of course, they're special to us because of their music, but we've kind of grown fond of them because of the people that they are. We hope you have too. Until next time, I'm Lorianne Crook. Thanks for watching.
Don't get me dirty. Don't get me dirty. Come on.
Come here. Come here, buddy. Arr.
Yeah.
Did you get that? Yeah.
So what does this picture mean?
Well, you're getting the Hank Williams, Ernest Hemingway, John Lee Hooker, John Dillinger, Overton High School influence into one being there.
Can I tell you something, too? You know what the women are saying?
What?
The women are saying that you have the best
Prettiest legs. You're exactly right. Thank you. I've been told that a lot of times.
You have great legs.
Thank you. Thank you. Well, you know, I fell off a mountain, but from the neck down, everything's perfect.
What?
Don't lean too far this way.